How to lose so much weight that you look unrecognizable. Back in the day when I was in high school, it was 2 or 3 months away from prom. And I wanted to take this one girl I had a crush on. So I let my guidance counselor know and my friend. We're like in the same room and we're talking about it. As we're in this room, they decided to put me on a training protocol. The guidance counselor tried to raise up my self-esteem, telling me that I'm a nice man, she's a nice woman, we will look good together. While my friend is trying to get me practicing on a whole picture of her. So as I'm practicing, I'm like getting nervous, shaking, messing up my words. I eventually got to a point where I was able to talk on the picture just fluently. After that whole training session is done, I walk out the room, and then not even 20 minutes later, I walk out, look to my right, and then go to where I'm going to, and I see her. As we're walking closer to each other, because he's trying to get to somewhere behind me, I'm getting nervous, tingly feelings in my hands, heart started beating faster and faster, faster and faster. So as we're close to each other, I walked right by her. I did not do all that training for nothing. Then, about a month afterwards, I'm in this classroom and I'm sitting with my guys in the back of the classroom. And it was some after school activity. She's also there as well. So as I'm sitting back there, I look to my right and I see her playing around with another guy. And I'm staring at them for like 2, 5, 7 minutes. Even my friend had to ask me, "Hey Omar, are you okay?" And I was a little bit embarrassed because the whole table started to look. But I let them know I'm okay and things of that nature. After that whole activity was done, I asked a mutual friend of hers, and then he said that was her boyfriend. I couldn't believe those words. I had a whole plan in which I was going to talk to her afterwards. I was going to help her out with cleaning. My dreams crushed, just like that. As a normal routine, I go to the train by myself, take the train by myself, go to the bus by myself, walk home by myself, walk into my house, go to my room, turn up the lights, and go to bed. I was on that same consistent routine for a month, just absolutely feeling like garbage. I would literally go ahead and lay down on my bed, listening to Shiloh Dynasty to sleep. I wake up, eat some junk food, whether it was like jollof rice, Ghanaian, whether it was jollof rice or some McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, whatever it wasn't good for my health. And then I would go ahead and I wanted to play some video games. I remembered just a couple months ago, I decided to stop playing them because I only play like online games. At the time, I really mess with any games that was single player. So whenever I go online with my friends, they would just make fun of me, make fun of my hair tie. I had this haircut right here and they would just poke fun of it. So I stopped playing little by little. So then I'll go ahead and watch my anime. However, my favorite show, or the best show of all time, One Piece, I had just caught up, so I had to wait every week for a new episode now. So now I'm watching all these other mid animes and eating a bowl of cereal. I just go to bed, stay up till 3 a.m. watching TikToks. That was my life. I wake up sleep deprived, go through school, and it sucked. On April 1st, I decided that something had to change. So I decided to start fasting. It was part of Ramadan, so I decided to just join in and do some fasting. And I got my diet all together, then I got the workouts all together. I just go on YouTube, find this video, how to lose weight. He was selling a workout program, just bought it and just followed it. You know how it all goes. You know, the training's hard, bench pressing is hard at first, going to the gym consistently is hard, but eventually got the rhythm of it and continued on. And as a result, I was able to garnish great friends who mess with me for me. We all go outside time to time, just having a whole bunch of fun. I even went on a dating show at one, just by using my pure words, just being confident in who I am. The audience saw that we had the best connection. Of course we did. I was confident in myself and I displayed that. Also, I got the physique right. You know how it goes. For me, this is my physique afterwards. My name is Omar Ahmed, and I was able to lose 80 plus pounds within a year. And I make these videos so that they can help you out. My promise, by the end of this video, you know exactly what to do. And here's the path. Inspiration plus daily action, transform your identity 2 steps, custom workout and meal plan, accountability strategies, and healing core prop. These are one of the most important traits that I suggest you go ahead and complete. Let's start with the first one, inspiration plus daily action. Back in the day, when I was around like 16 years old, I was watching One Piece like a crack addict. I was watching it from the moment I woke up to the night I would go to sleep. That's the only way I caught up, and I loved every bit of it. There was times where it was slow, but at the time, I didn't really watch other animes in which they had like fast pace, so I thought this was a normal pace. As I'm watching it, I was laying on the couch all day while watching Luffy do his thing. I just saw how determined he was, and I just absolutely loved that factor. And he became my inspiration. He put the inspiration in my head that I can change my life, and if I go through pain, then I can get to the other side of it and experience a reward. When I started to do my workouts for the first time, I was playing anime music. I know that may sound cringe, to some people, but I really, it really motivated me just to continue on. When I was on the floor doing floor presses, I only had some dumbbells. I didn't have access to a gym. I would listen to some One Piece music. In the beginning of my fat loss journey, I was on the treadmill after a workout session, and it was brutal. And in order to get me through it, I would imagine myself as this One Piece person or this person with powers, and we're all in this tournament, and I'm just in there whooping ass. I'm just in there beating up the other guys, moving, jumping, all that. And I had the music to help me, create that inspiration. I'm more of a creative person as opposed to an analytical person, so that really got me in the mood for it. Yeah, and the mentality that I saw Luffy had just really motivated me through my darkest days, even the days where I absolutely did not want to do back squats or absolutely did not want to do reverse lunges. I got them done because I used to see Luffy do these crazy things. Like, look at this. He's climbing up a mountain and it is cold as shit, and his fingers are literally bleeding, and he's carrying two people, one person with his mouth and another person on his back. Now, is that realistic? No. But is it cool as shit? Yes. And just moments like those just really got into my mind during those darkest times where I'll be on the bottom part of the back squats, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get back up. And I'll just get back up. And as I'm up there, I'm just overthinking. I thought about how Luffy, he wouldn't overthink, and he would just do that thing. You feel me? Here's some key takeaways. I use whatever motivates me. Other things like inspiration in real life, like Kobe, Michael Jordan, Stephen Curry. I only know basketball players. That's all I watch. Those at the time, they really inspired me. I gave up on my basketball dreams, so I didn't really care about that anymore. However, I used to care about watching anime, specifically One Piece, the best show of all time. Inspiration plus daily action completed. Let's move on to transforming your identity. So back in the day, in the beginning year of my freshman year of college, like the beginning of my fat loss journey, I decided to cut my hair. I was not messing with the little high top dreadlocks or the high top at all. I decided to restart and then try to grow out these. Now, what this did for me was that it transformed my identity. I was no longer the same person physically anymore. Mentally, I was different, but now I can see a physical change. Literally, like cutting your hair. When you look in the mirror every day, you're going to see your bald head. So I was a different person. And what this allowed me to do was allow me to create this new identity that I followed. You feel me? Started going to the gym consistently. And that's a part of who I am today. Now, we got that Steadfast handbook. This handbook stood the test of times. It was my personal journal. I used to write in this journal every single day during my fat loss journey. Now, if you're interested in seeing what I did, the key takeaways from everything from it, then go ahead and check out my journal video. I'll leave it in the link in the description if you want to check it out. But essentially, this is just one of the pages. I remember it was the beginning of my freshman year of college. I was laying in my bed. It was pretty dark, but I had a little lamp to shine a light on it so I could see. I was literally just writing. I didn't care about handwriting or punctuation or grammar or anything of like that. I was just sitting there writing. I was low-key tearing up a little bit because I was literally convincing myself of who I am. I will always get back up and try again. By all means, never stop. I was tearing up. I really wanted to embody this, and I wanted to remind myself that I am this, just constantly writing it down. And that's what I did majority of the days, just constantly writing. I am a hard-working young man. I'm a man who's going to get the work done, no matter what. Here's some key takeaways. I copied the journal and wrote about what I wanted to be repeatedly, and that's what reinforced my new identity. I changed one part of my appearance one at a time, starting with the hair. Now, that was a physical representation of me being a whole nother person. Am I saying that you gotta cut your hair? Yes. Nah, I'm kidding. You don't have to cut your hair, But changing your appearance, maybe like wearing like a necklace like I do all the time, or wearing like a watch to help you out, that can go ahead and remind you that, oh, you're this new person and things of that nature. You don't gotta go out your way to buy a whole $10,000 watch or whatever, but something small could help you, like it did help me. Transform your identity, 2 steps, done. Custom workout and meal plan. Here's what I did. This is just something similar to what I did. I feel like this is not really the most important part of the video, because you can do any workout and it's going to be all right. And you can eat whatever you want as long as it's in the calorie deficit and you're going to lose weight. But if you just wanted some inspiration, here you go. You go ahead and pause it, screenshot it, do what you got to do. This is the upper lower, and here's the meal plan. You know what I'm saying? I would suggest having mostly fats and proteins in the morning so that you can go ahead and be able to do your work and not feel hungry faster. But if you work better with carbs, then you can go ahead and add that in. You can go ahead. I would suggest mostly carbs and proteins if you're going to be doing your workout soon. And it's great as like a pre-workout meal. And then dinner, have your carbs and proteins so that it could be, everything like this, you're going to have protein. For me, this is like a high protein diet. Mostly carbs so that you can replenish your glycogen stores and be able to fall asleep faster. Key takeaways: just choose workouts that fit into your template. Choose meals that fit into these guidelines. Custom workout and meal plan completed. Let's move on to the accountability strategies. And this was my weight in the later stages of my fat loss journey. I couldn't really find the earlier ones, but these are the later ones when I was losing a weight, for me. And I was being accountable for myself. I was writing down, this is how much weight I am and these amount of calories I'm eating. So I just kept tracking it, and I could literally see every single day in the morning. This was part of my morning routine of tracking my weight and writing down how much calories I ate. And by this, I could be kept accountable because I'm watching myself. I'm watching my progress and I'm tracking it. That's what really helped me out. Now, if you want to ask for some help from me, you can do that. Here's what you can do. It's called a habit contract plus accountability partner. So first, find somebody who cares about you. It shouldn't be that hard, all right? Now, when you find that person, go ahead and set up a habit contract with them. Say that if I do X, I have to do X. So it's usually a punishment. So if I go ahead and not go to the gym, I have to pay you $100. If I decide to eat junk food on this fat loss diet, I have to pay you $100. Nobody likes losing money. So you go ahead and be like, all right, if I do X, I have to pay you $100. And that's going to keep you accountable. Now, if you're going to go ahead and lie, then that just shows about your character, and you may need to fix that up. It's what we're going to be talking about in the next section. But the key takeaways are track your progress and get your family and friends to help you out with a habit contract. Accountability strategies completed. Let's move on to the healing core problem. Now, as you can see, I've lost a ton of weight. I mean, I'm looking like a femur. Like, I look mad skinny. I was the most depressed I ever was. I had lost the weight. How could it be? I was skinnier. I look good. You feel me? What could be the problem? Well, if you look on this picture on the left right here, this was the problem. I used to, after every single day of, finishing my freshman year of school, like the classes, studying, going to the gym, I'll come back right here and edit videos. And that was my whole routine. My routine was morning routine, like a meditation, reading. Then I'll go to school, and then I'll go ahead and study for a little bit, finish any things I got from school, like classes and all that. Go to the gym, eat, and then come back here and edit for the rest of the night. And that was my daily routine. I was super lonely. So lonely. I mean, what you think I was doing with these tissues right here? All right, and this was my editing setup, and I used to sleep on this bed just... See, look, I even had the covers shut down. That's how bad it was. You feel me? I was getting sunlight because I had to actually go to class, but I was just in here all day, lonely. And it actually turns out that loneliness is just as destructive as smoking 4 cigarettes a day. Being lonely is even worse than being obese. It was only until I started to improve my social skills is when this core problem was fixed within me, and I felt actually happy to be the man that I am. And what I did was, first, I had to identify what happened. So I remember I was watching his channel, and he was like, oh, this is how you actually be confident, this, that, and the third. And nobody ever explained it like that. Basically, he said, trust in yourself. So I decided to schedule a call with him. And he had like a link in the description. I decided to follow it, see. And he said, you can book a call if your body's tier. Bought the tier, and I went on a call with him. And it changed my whole reality for the way, way better. And he actually told me what it really meant to be confident, like directly. And he says actionable steps that I can do to increase my social skills one by one by one. And that's what I did. In the elevator, I'll just say, good morning, or it's a really nice day outside. And I'll go to the store and be like, oh, good morning, how's your day? Or how are you? And just kept rolling the ball like that. It just kept improving my social skills. And I eventually got friends from the gym. Eventually got friends from my job and all that fun stuff. So once that actually happened, I felt better as the man I am. I had to really identify what the problem was. Was it that my YouTube channel wasn't blowing up? Or was it that I was lonely 99% of the day? Maybe that 1% was I had to ask the lunch lady for some food. That was my only social part of the day. So once I identified it, I can actually work on it. Set goal with weekly missions. I set a goal to approach at least 3 strangers a day. And there's something that small that really got the ball rolling, that allowed me to tackle bigger missions with more XP to level up my social skills. And you have to accept the cost. Not every stranger was very welcoming and friendly. Some of them seemed like they was going to beat my ass. I accepted that I was going to mess up and embarrass myself, but I decided to continue on because I knew that on the other side of messing up and failing stuff is success. And it's not even that. Technically, failing is failing. You feel me? Failing, you can only fail if you give up. Let's just say you go to the gym and then you go ahead, you go in the bench press, and then you don't go all the way down. You decide to stop in the middle and keep pushing up. Now, when you go back home and you watch a video on bench pressing and then you actually went down and touched the chest, you would consider that session as a failure, but it wasn't. You got the experience and you know that's not the right way to bench press. Now, when you come back the next week to bench press, you're going to actually do it correctly and get the most amount of gains possible. And my shoulders is cooked right now. Like I worked on shoulders yesterday and I was going mad hard, and now I can feel it all over when I'm moving my arm a little bit. And that shit gotta hurt, I ain't gonna lie. But accepted the cost and got the result as a result. If that even makes sense. Here's some key takeaways. Identify the core problem, find some actions to help with core problem, and accept the consequences. That's what I personally did. Healing core problem completed. Now, could these motorcycles get somewhere else with? So now, you got the 5 keystones of hell. You got the, whatever their names are. And then an explosion happens. Boom. Then there's this universe. It all comes together. And then the key gauntlet. Now you have the power to defeat your enemy and defeat anyone that tries to stop you. Now use that gauntlet to follow me on Instagram. Now with that being said, always take it one step at a time, because you may never know where that one step may lead you.